Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talkin Tennis, the only tennis podcast you need to be listening to get all your tennis news, results, and well-informed, unbiased opinions. Our pilot episode was a big hit last week, and the network executives have renewed us for episode 2. So thanks to the millions and millions of people who dialed in last week, and particularly the folk out at Virginia, who apparently were our top listeners. We've got a long docket today. We're going to talk about the ATP Finals that wrapped up last week. We've got the Davis Cup Finals that are happening at the moment. We talk about player burnout. And of course, last but not least, everyone's favourite segment, the Battle of the Spuds, where we do our weekly quiz. I'm your host. They call me Adam the Animal, and I'm joined by my two partners in crime. Firstly, over to the pixelated Chris. Chris, how you going this evening?
I'm doing very well. It's great to be here on week 2 with you fine gentlemen, and looking forward to really getting stuck into this week's tennis news.
And over to my right, we have Mr. Adrian. How are you this evening?
I am very well. Once again, pleasure to be here with you boys. And looking forward to get down to business in the world of tennis.
Feeling good after episode 1?
Feeling good, feeling fresh, feeling a bit more confident.
That's good. In your podcast abilities, of course.
Yes.
Chris, I'm going to throw back to you before we start. I heard on the Rumourville you got a big personal announcement in your little tennis career. You've just dropped a little teaser, and I've got absolutely no information about this. So please, what the hell? I hear you hanging up the racket.
Yes, that is true. I wanted to go to this discussion quite raw and unfiltered, but yes, I have decided to hang up the strings and walk away from the game. It hasn't been a decision I've made lightly, but you just know when you need to put away the racket and just put it behind you when you start to fall out of love with the game. And there's a main reason to this as well, and it's something that I've been working through, and it's just I can't find a way through it. And I'll be keen to hear both of your insights to this. So for the past 2 years, I've been playing men's comp for a different team, and I can only hope that the person I'm about to speak to about tonight does not listen to this podcast, or anyone from my team for that matter, because it will be pretty evident about who the person is I'm talking about. However, this person we've clashed, and to be honest, he's clashed with all the members of our team, and more recently during our competition. We play doubles in competition. We play 3 sets of doubles, and we play in a team of 4, and everyone plays with each other once for the evening. This person, he has begun calling balls that are well in, out, and vice versa. And these aren't even close to being questionable. They are, majority of the ball is, on the line or out, So he's been placing our teammates in rather difficult situations and scenarios when the oppositions have been arcing up and questioning it, especially when they turn to myself or the partner, and they're like, "What do you think? Did you see that call?" And
it's a difficult ethical position for you because you want to do what's right.
That's right, and
it's your team.
And my teammates have been saying didn't see it, wasn't sure, when they clearly did see it. They've been backing him up. Now, for me, before all of this has unfolded, I never liked the guy anyway. So it really put me in a bit more of a clear mindset as to what to say and what to do. And I call it how I see it. So if I clearly believed that the ball was in when it was out and he's called it, I'd side with the opponents. I really couldn't care less. And it's the only way he's going to learn. And that's caused a lot of friction as well. He's coming to me and saying, you got to back me up. Doesn't matter what I think, and I have none of it. I call him out on it. I don't like the guy, and I'm very excited not to be playing with him next season. But we have our semi-final tomorrow, and assuming we make that, we'll go ahead and make the final, the grand final, the following week. So I'll have more to discuss on this matter. I'm sure it's not the last that we'll hear of it, but stay tuned.
Is this the guy that was given to you by the club in your team?
Correct. And we were looking for a fifth player to join our team, and the club had given us this player, and we took him on. Seemed okay, but aside from everything that I've just told you, there's been frictions where caused with oppositions. He's said some things that are in bad taste. In our last season, he said to the opposition player, when he wasn't even playing, mind you, he was just spectating. He said during the match or between sets, I hope you break a leg tonight. But this person I don't think English is his first language. So I think what his intention, I think it got lost in translation. I think he meant to say a joke, but it got lost in translation, and the guy took it really personally. And he completely arced up, and threats were being made about going to the committee, and there was an email chain that happened after the final as well. It just so much drama, creating tension, drama, and to be honest, this is a Thursday night men's social tennis. Who the hell cares? And this guy completely making me sick. So looking forward to putting it behind me.
You can continue to play on without him,
Yeah.
You can just sack him. It's not hard. All you've literally got to do is create a new WhatsApp group.
It is, but he's just put a bad taste in my mouth, and maybe I'd return one day, but for the foreseeable future, it's going to be a rest for now.
To me, it sounds like you're going to take a season off and you'll be back. That's my tip, and it's going to be without this dude who, let's hope he is not listening. I doubt he is though.
Well, he's not from Virginia, so we can count our lucky stars.
It is an awkward situation when, like you said, you do want to back up your teammate, but if you know he is wrong, then it's hard to stick up for him. Yeah, I like that. My go-to line in those situations is, "I'm not sure." And a lot of times it's hard. Like if you're at the net, and then he's at the baseline, and sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes the guy there's got a better read on the ball, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm not sure." And then sometimes I think it's actually in. It was actually out, and you go there and you see the mark on a clay court, and it was actually out. So, it's a tricky situation.
It is. And look, sometimes, if the ball was in or whether it's out. And yeah, you stick by those calls, and it's hard just to ignore them sometimes, and they put you in a tight spot. But sometimes you genuinely don't know, and that's when you say that you don't know, or if it's your call to make, you don't say anything if you don't know. The way I see it and read the game is, unless you're absolutely sure that the ball was out, then you call it. If you have any doubt or uncertainty on if the ball was in or out, it's in. So you
just play on normally.
Or it's play on unless you're definitively sure that it was out. But yeah, for many calls, like that was it. Yeah, and he's done them on tight points as well, where the tension's already high as it is. So yeah, that'll be. Hopefully, it won't be my evening tomorrow.
Is he playing tomorrow night?
He is. He's playing tomorrow night, and he'll be playing the final just due to numbers. And yeah, even though he doesn't make our best four, but he will be playing, and that's
a whole other conversation.
It is when he didn't get to play last season because he wasn't in the best four, and we did it mathematically, statistically, as to why this is the best four, and yeah, he didn't like that. So anyway, let him play, see what happens.
Good luck for tomorrow. Look forward to hearing how it all goes.
Thank you.
Adrian, what about you, mate? What's been happening
Yes.
in your world? How's the no carb loading going these days?
Well, so it's all going okay. Thought I'd give. Wasn't very clear last week with what's going on, so I thought this week I'd give you a good update.
We're going
So
to
for
get a
all the
detailed
millions
update
of
this week.
listeners, particularly in where where are the listeners from mostly?
They're in Virginia, mate, and they're not happy that
Virginia,
you've
yeah.
forgotten their state. Okay.
So celiac disease. So I just did a quick search just to give people a thing. It's an autoimmune disorder while we're consuming gluten, which is a protein in wheat, rye, barley, and oats. Triggers an immune response that damages the small intestine. It damages things in the body that absorb nutrients from food, leading to deficiencies and a wide range of other symptoms. So the only treatment is strict, lifelong gluten-free diet. So the good news for me is that when I was told of this, when I had the gastroscopy and the blood test, there was only minimal inflammation. So that was the positive, and the blood test showed that my nutritional levels were fine. So that meant that I was still absorbing nutrients despite having this.
Okay.
So yeah, it depends on whether it was triggered a bit later on or have I had it forever. Like that's what makes it a bit tricky in that sense.
Okay.
So what's been hard about it? We went to Queensland. Went for a holiday a couple of weeks ago. So family holiday, as you'd expect, it's a bit tricky. Navigating away through a different diet, eating stuff that's different to the family. So that was a bit, that was rather frustrating.
You don't want to be that guy at a restaurant ordering gluten-free meals. That's just,
I know.
you just look like a douchebag.
Well, that's me. I'm the douchebag. Yeah, shopping takes longer. Sitting in the aisles, looking at the packaging. So
You can have it read. You got to actually read the nutritional information.
Yeah, yep. So far, the May contains are fine, which is good. Haven't had issues with that. Yeah. The second hardest thing is that prior to the diagnosis, I made 2 big trays of lasagna, and the week leading up to when I found out, we devoured one, and the other one was sitting in the freezer, and so that was pulled out for dinner a couple of nights ago, and I was forced to go make something else. So that was.
Adrian was eating a tuna salad for dinner while the kids were on the lasagnas.
So I think waiting for my wife to join the gluten-free lifestyle in solidarity, but there's been no mention. But I don't blame her. Would I do the same? No. Yeah.
You would tell her you do the same, but you would go off on the side and have your own sneaky treats.
That's right. Yeah. So I guess the positive is that I'm not snacking on all the shit that I'd normally devour. So that's the latest. We all have our battles, just like Novak in his interview with Piers.
Novak's had plenty of battles over the journey. Yes. Did you watch the interview this week, Adrian?
I caught little snippets of it here and there. Pretty much, little snippets that came up on YouTube. The main
like
parts
most of the world
that he spoke about.
Watching 3-minute highlights. Chris, do I bother asking you whether you watched it?
No, you do not bother me, because if there's someone worse than Djokovic, it's probably Piers Morgan. So the only snippet I caught of it was someone analysing the interview, particularly about the apology, and I think I lasted 60 seconds before I just thought, this is too much. It's too overwhelming for me. I can't do it.
Do you mean
his positivity?
Do you mean Piers' apology?
Correct. Yeah, Pierce's apology, and I, I was questioning or not why they would, why now, you know, what's reconnected them, as to why they're having an interview in this first place. Has Pierce got absolutely nothing else and no one else to have on his show, and he's become kind of irrelevant lately as well. And this is pathetic. I mean, you said what you said. Just own it, live it. Not you can't take it back now.
Well, I unlike you guys, I actually I've got a fetish for pain and suffering, so I actually sat there and watched the whole hour and 9 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got a real problem. The answer to that question, Chris, actually was one of the questions Piers asked him towards the end of the interview. They were talking about Yannick Sinner and the whole doping
yes.
and things like that, and I thought Novak gave a fairly diplomatic response that he likes Sinner. He's known him since a kid. Blah 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 blah. Novak kind of ended the response with, you got to get Sinner on the show, and you can ask him yourself about the whole situation, and now that he has to carry that, like Novak is carrying the whole COVID thing, Sinner will have to carry this doping thing throughout the end of his career. Piers responds with, "I only interview goats, and that's why you're here." So that's just an example of the ass kissing that was going on by Piers Morgan throughout the whole interview. And he ended with that one. So, Chris, you're lucky you didn't sit through and get the end of that, because you would have been repulsed.
I would have thrown my
pretty
remote at the TV. It is. That's awful.
Yeah.
It's just as awful as the video I saw on Reddit today about, and I've posted this, I've sent this to Adrian before, about there was a time in Novak's career when he was doing some funky shit with his balancing, like on the court. He'd hit a ground stroke and then he'd pretend to fall or slip or do something so stupid, like with his body, like he'd slip over, and it was the most disgusting thing like you'd ever see, and there was just no excuse for. And someone posted the video of him at a Shanghai Masters in like mid 2010s. He's playing Del Potro. He's won the first set 6-1, second set, and within like one service game, he's 3 forehands in a row, and he's mishit a forehand. But it's like he knows when he's mishit the ball, and he will flail his arms up or throw his body forward in the most. You never see it in an unorthodox way, and yeah, there was just no excuse for it, no reason for it.
Yeah, his body just goes all floppy. It's just a really awkward motion. It's very uncomfortable. Like you're better than this. There's no need for you to do that. I definitely recall what you're talking about. It's very strange.
Unfortunately, there were no questions about that.
Yeah, looking at his racket, like, oh, something wrong here, or just ridiculous.
It is.
It's like a cricketer when they get out and they look at the pitch. Obviously, there was something wrong with the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on those comments with Sinner as well, it was quite diplomatic. He did say that the timing of the ban was strange. So he did make those comments.
Yes. I think Novak's more criticism, and he was vocal on that. I think a lot of players were around the whole process and the timing of the ban, and the fact it was given just after the AO, and then it meant that he didn't miss any Grand Slams, and it was more around that and sort of the fact that Sinner was able to work with the agency to, I guess, come up with a deal that limited the impact. So I think that was his more criticism, and he repeated kind of everything that he said in the past in the interview, and I think it was very diplomatic overall. And actually, the interview was actually, all jokes aside, it was actually a nice interview. He spoke really well. Piers was trying to get some headlines out of him, and he just wasn't getting the bait, asking him things like, "Do you think you're the GOAT?" And it was just very diplomatic about the whole thing. So if you are a Novak fan listening, it'd be definitely worth a listen to. I know I'm not going to get any takers on this podcast recording, though.
Yeah, you can put that in your top 5 interviews of all time.
I've got it pinned on my YouTube feed. I'm just going to listen to it every few months or so.
And just spam our chat. Say, oh, hey, boys, listen to this.
Alrighty. I want to jump next onto the ATP Finals tournament that wrapped up last week, and what a tournament it was. And to nobody's surprise, the final ended up being Sinner and Alcaraz, where Sinner was the victor 7-6, 7-5, winning his second straight tournament. Sinner, of course, defeated Alex de Minaur 7-5, 6-2 to get to the final, while Alcaraz defeated Aliassime 6-2, 6-4 in straight sets. Say it. Sinner departed Turin with a record, get this, $5,071,000 in prize money for that tournament, the largest in tournament history. He didn't lose a set all week. And he's got the best finals at the Nitto tournament with a 88.2% win percentage.
That's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. They both had a ridiculous year, both being Alcaraz and Sinner. Alcaraz ends the year number 1 in the world. Sinner number 2, and they both dominated the year, finishing in, I think it was, they both definitely won all 4 Grand Slams, and I think all but one tournament they were in the runners-up seat as well. Chris, I know you watched the game start to finish and neglected your students. I think they were out running in the yard all Monday morning. Give us your thoughts about the match.
Well, it was high-intensity tennis from the start, and as it always is with these fine 2 specimens, and they've produced something very special this year in terms of all their meetings as well. But in terms of this match itself, tight first setter, going to the breaker, and Sinner just playing the cleaner first set. Alcaraz did have his chances in the second. I believe he had the early break, and Sinner just clawed his way back into the game and just took the opportunities where they counted the most. What got him over the line? You could say maybe the crowd, but he's now got an impeccable record at Turin. I think he's almost undefeated in 2 years. I don't think last year he lost the sets. I think I saw a stat somewhere. He actually didn't lose a set as well.
I didn't know he didn't lose a set last time as well. That's
2 straight years, no sets dropped.
Yeah.
Clean sweep in both tournaments. And yes, I think it was the first game of the second set, Chris. I think Sinner got broken very early from memory. I think it was early in that second, but obviously Alcaraz couldn't capitalise.
Even with the de Minaur game, when Sinner played de Minaur, it was clear, even from the highlights alone, that de Minaur had the tactic just to go to his backhand and avoid his forehand at all cost. And I guess the downside to that with anything is that if you play to someone's, whether it's a forehand or backhand, time and time again, you give them so many opportunities just to get their eye in and focus on that shot. And how many winners Sinner was able to produce on that backhand side against de Minaur was just outrageous. And throughout the whole tournament, the amount of shots that Sinner was able just to hit as a winner clean down the line at full stretch, just making it look so rudimentary was, simply just, it was amazing.
It reminds me of I think it was an AO final quite a while back. It was a Federer-Gonzalez, I think, final.
Cool.
Gonzalez was really, coming in hot form. His forehand was just absolutely on fire. Everyone was saying, stay away from the forehand, stay away. Federer did the exact opposite, just attacked the forehand and just dismantled him. Just took it away.
Did the complete opposite.
He just did the complete opposite. Yeah, in that sense, You know, Demonor had a plan to stay away from it, but I guess Demonor's no Federer at the same time, so it's a bit.
It's not like his backhand's weak anyway, Sinner. It's another one.
No,
He's got no real weakness. So yeah,
no.
it's hard to find a weakness in both those guys. They just seem to have every shot in the book.
But to Demonor's credit, he played a remarkable set as well, and even just the game in total, he done well, but he just forced Demonor just to play that extra shot, and that's the thing with Alcaraz and Sinner. They just do not die, and where one shot you might be able to get away with it, be a winner, but they just keep coming back.
Yeah, it's hard to see anybody. I mean, question for both of you is that, do you see anybody dismantling either of them next year? Other than, of course, Djokovic once he comes back ready and hungry for 2026.
I think in order for them to lose in any matchup, I mean, let's just assume that they're both playing remarkable tennis and they're not having an off day. The only way that they get beaten is they come up against a big server who holds their service games and they just take them to a tie break. And that player just finds a way just to take his opportunity when they count in the tie break and just to steal it. Not just being a better player by a couple points. And that, honestly, is all it takes. All the difference in winning and losing in tennis is just winning a few more points when they matter the most.
Well, who is that player? That has...
Aliassime, obviously.
Is it GMP?
Oh, no. I knew this was coming. One of Chris's all-time favourites. It could be GMP.
It could be. If his return game was any better than mine, he might have a chance. But unfortunately, it's not. It's woeful. I don't think he knows what a break point looks like.
Well, he doesn't need to break point. He just got to win the tiebreak 7-6.
Yeah, but even that, he doesn't.
We'll do a prediction maybe in the next few weeks around winners and runners-up for each of the slams and the end of the year tournament, maybe. So let's have a think about whether there's any smokies you want to put in. And I'll spice it up so a way that you get rewarded if you pick a roughie or a lesser like.
I like that.
Got some ideas cranking in my head already. So I can do it based on their rankings at the moment. I might just pick Kyrgios for Wimbledon. I think that'll be a good outsider.
Hot off his win against Sabalenka.
That'll be good momentum for him going into the Australian Open.
Chris just shaking his head in disgust.
Yeah, he doesn't want to add to this ridiculous conversation. No. Chris doesn't even think Kyrgios is going to play there. He thinks he's going to do this exhibition, walk off with a couple of mil from Saudi Arabia, and just take the first 6 months off.
Maybe he might be in the special commentary box with our local broadcasters, just earning a cheap paycheck.
Yeah, someone will hire him. I reckon he'll play doubles at the very least.
Yeah, maybe.
That was my call. I think he'd get doubles in.
Yeah.
I'll do a prediction on that. They'll throw him a wild card. They have to. I mean, because they know he'll pull the numbers at the crowds. They'll give him a prime slot. And he'll get the numbers, and he'll play a seed. And the thing is, like, his game could, even when he's not fit, because he's just got the big serve, and he's an example of who I was talking about could beat the likes of like a Sinner or an Alcaraz if his serve is on, because it's a weapon, and you just need to win the points when they matter the most, and that's how he's won a lot of his matches.
He's got to do it for 5 sets though. That's the big challenge. Day in, day out.
He'll try and do it. He'll try and do it in 3. I mean, he doesn't want 5. I'd like to know the stat how many 5-set matches he's actually played.
How many 5-setters has he played and won? That's the stat.
Yeah.
So I will look the answer up to that, and I'll add it to the quiz for next week.
Yeah. If anyone, go on.
Do you know who deserves a wild card? You can't draw the crowds anymore, but he deserves a wild card. Burnout Tomic still running around playing in these little no-name tournaments in the middle of nowhere. Have you been following his journey the last few months?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
He
I know you
just
have.
he,
You
he
love
he
it.
just pops up, and he was at the Brisbane Challenger Tour recently, and he came up against Dane Sweeney, a local Aussie, and they had an epic three-setter that went nearing 3 hours, and I just saw a highlight of just a remarkable point they played. They were both out on their feet, just lying down, and the last set, Dane Sweeney was up 5-1, and it's just if you could just imagine. Bernie Tomic, when he's down 5-1 in the third set, there's three match points against him. How would he be returning the ball?
Oh,
Well,
uh,
he,
I know the answer because I've seen it.
yes, because I sent it to
With
you, and he just smacked the ball sideways as soon as it came to him. He had no interest in playing another point.
it went closer to the ball boy than it did back over the net. So was that the quarter final? Was it against Sweeney? Okay. Um, in
Yeah,
fairness to him, he played a three setter 2 days earlier, so he must have been absolutely spent. Um, and unfortunately, Chris, he was out in the first round against the Japanese sensation Madasoka. He lost the first set 6-4 and then retired. So his prep for AO is not going great.
typical King Bernie form.
Yeah,
Retire after the first set.
yeah. Lose a set.
How old do you think Bernard Tomic is, Adrian? If I had to
Oh,
throw you a quiz question on the spot with no pre-warning.
it's weird because it seems like he's been around for ages. But is it just
Mm.
because he started so young?
Mm. These are the
I think
questions.
I'd say 29. I don't know.
No, 33.
Okay.
He's a
All
Why
veteran.
right.
didn't you throw that question to me? I was waiting for
Because I know you know the answer. You got his
it. Uh,
bio just saved as one of your web browsers on your phone. I don't need to ask you.
I say prayers every night
Um,
before bed.
all right, Chris. What's Bernard Tomic's current singles ranking right now?
Oh,
283.
Adrian, what's your guess?
oh, I reckon in the 300s. I reckon 350.
Ooh. It's 182. It's not as bad as what I thought.
Whoa.
It's worse. We've just been
Yeah.
slagging him off because he's playing in tournaments that
Challenge
are
tournaments.
challenger tournaments in Sydney and Brisbane. 182, but worse.
It's
Kyrgios
not
is
bad.
680 odd, and he's off playing in Battle of
Yeah.
the Sexes. So, um, and did you all
Yeah,
hear that Leighton Hewitt's making a return as well this week?
with
Leighton.
his son.
He's playing with his son. Yes,
Yes.
at the ripe old young age of 44 years old, Leighton Hewitt is going to be playing a doubles tournament with his young son Cruz, who I actually watched Cruz last year at the Aussie Open. He was good.
Yeah.
Um,
How old is he?
young Cruz,
17,
oh, he'd be,
17,
yeah,
18,
he's
17,
under
18.
18, 19, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do a quick Google search. I'm not sure where the tournament is, but I just saw a headline. I
Pretty
thought,
sure
well,
it's in Brisbane.
it's in
Or
Brisbane.
it's local. It's in Australia somewhere.
Oh no, it's in
Um,
Sydney. It's the same tournament.
it's-
Tomic could be
okay.
us playing after the first set.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling up the scores now. The Hewitts win their round of 16 doubles match 6-1, 6-love.
Whoa.
Nice
Jeez.
day in the office. Cruz
That's
is 16, so he was in the
16.
boys. So when I watched him last year, he was obviously in the boys. He wasn't in the men's.
Okay.
And yeah, the Hewitts are playing tomorrow night at 5 p.m.
Oh, the new Woodies.
So the new Woodies.
Just watch him tear up the tour. Double sector.
Do you reckon he should take like a wild card for doubles? Him and his son for the Australian Open men's. That'd be
Oh, why
interesting.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Oh, that's
Get them
it's a
up
first round
against
exit, but
get them up against
something.
Kyrgios and Kokkinakis.
Oh, geez, that will
That would be a
be
spectacle.
if that will be Rod Laver prime time 7 p.m. Direct
They'd be kicking
Sabalenka. You
Sinner.
can
They'd be kicking Stinkeras off for that one.
Coco.
and Alcaraz will be playing on court 18. Forget about them.
Coco and Sabalenka, you can go play in the out courts. Don't worry about Zverev. Forget about it, mate.
You don't want to know
This
about
is-
it, do you?
That would be a spectacle. Looking forward to the Australian Open. Before we get there, though,
you going to
Davis
attend,
Cup
or-
is on. Hey,
You going to join us for once, or
look, we'll see how we go. Maybe we can do a live podcast or something. That'd
let's
be interesting.
discuss that further?
Let's,
I'd like to do a
Let's
deep dive
discuss.
in a further podcast.
yeah, I think that's 30 minutes in itself. I think on
That's
whether
a
I'll be
whole
attending or not.
episode right there, and there's a whole
Yeah.
backstory to that. And
Oz needs to bring
we
his
could-
psych.
Yep.
I need to bring my psychologist and everything else. I can't handle the situation. I just went separately last year. That's fine, and the year before that. But that's okay. It's just
Well.
scarring wounds.
We'll just take that personally then.
No comment. Is anyone watching the Davis Cup or cares about the Davis Cup? Because some of the players don't seem to care, particularly the Italian boys. Not that they don't care. I think they're a little bit tired, a little bit burnt out. The
Was there
final
a
kicked
game?
off.
Yeah, was it this morning?
Yes, it was overnight, early this morning. Belgium were the victors over France, 2 ties to zip. So there's 4 quarterfinals going on at the moment. To be played, this week. Italy,
Belgium.
Austria play tonight. Spain and the Czech Republic play the night after that. And then Argentina and Germany.
It's
And
Czechia,
then, long
mate.
story short, by the time we get to Sunday, there will be a new Davis Cup winner. What was that?
Get it
Czechia,
right,
mate.
mate. It's Czechia, mate. Let's get it right.
Hey?
It's Czechia.
Czechia, not the Czech Republic.
Oh, mate, I can't
May
keep
as well call
up
him
with the
Czechoslovakia, mate.
mate, I can't keep up with all the movements in the European borders, okay? Sorry, it's Czechia.
And Belgium. Jeez, that team. I'm just looking at their team now.
Let me throw you a question, Adrian, because I saw the highlights. Who is Belgium's coach? It probably says it on there if you're looking at the stats.
Oh, look, I'm looking at it now, and I don't know who that person is.
You don't?
Well,
Oh,
the coach.
jeez.
Steve Darcis.
Jeez.
Who's Steve Darcis?
You don't know
You-
Steve
you-
Darcis?
You
Little
didn't
bald
follow
guy.
tennis in 2007, 2008. I love looking at the coaches of all the teams because they're just players who played 10, 15, 20 years ago.
I don't remember
You
Steve
never remember
Darcis.
Steve Darcis? Oh, jeez.
Oh,
No,
I can't wait for this quiz later. Just put me at one right now, Adam. One off.
Gonna have to,
yeah,
Age, you're
I
gonna
have
have
no
to
memory of him.
you're gonna have to do your homework on Steve Darcis.
I'm looking at all the other coaches, and I know every other coach, but not Steve, the old Steve Darcis.
Not Steve
don't know.
Darcis.
What's so memorable about Steve Darcis? Tell me.
Nothing. Just his big bald head.
It's a nobody.
Nothing.
Isn't
Absolutely
nobody.
nothing.
Just wanted to throw you the question.
He played for a very long time.
He did.
Chris, what was his highest rank, you reckon, Steve Darcis? How high did he get?
Oh,
Just to
He
preview
did-
next week's quiz. How high did
didn't-
they go?
not crack top 10. I'm confident in that. He was top 50. Top 25. I'd say 17.
No, 38. I thought he would have been higher than 38, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't know that.
Steve Darcis, he won 2 tournaments, 2007, 2008. So there you go. He's a 2-time winner on the tour.
Oh, what were they?
2
250?
times. Oh, look, probably. It doesn't say here, but I can only assume. But he won 2 more than any of us have ever won. So the great Steve Darcis. We should do player flashback each week and just pick a
Yeah.
obscure
Player of the week.
no-name player. It was only ranked between 30 and 70, but played for a really long time. Or we could just look at the Davis Cup coaches. That also gives us that.
Yes.
Chris, who do you think is going to win the Davis Cup and why?
Well, it really depends on whatever the team they field for that particular match. I mean, you take one player in or out of a team and it changes the the odds dramatically. Case in point with the Italian team, no Mercedes and Sinner, but uh, I haven't even looked at the teams to be honest. But I'd say a team with a
I'm
strong
going
doubles pairing.
Argentina. Oh no, I think oh no, Germany. The winner of Germany and Argentina will win. That's my guess.
Will it be 7-1, Germany? That's a World Cup soccer joke that nobody got. Just on that as well, I thought Alcaraz was meant to be playing, unless I was
Was that
mistaken.
against
But
Brazil? It was Brazil and Germany.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's why the joke
Yeah,
didn't
that's
land.
why I didn't
South
laugh. It
American
was a
team.
shit joke.
Okay, Chris, make sure you cut that out before we record. Yes, Alcaraz pulled out of the tournament, as did Musetti, as did Sinner, leaving. There's really only two standouts that I could see on this list. It's Zverev and GMP, really. They're the two best players that I could see on the NBA players. Don't you agree,
I'm
Chris?
look. No, I don't. I reckon Argentina will knock off Germany in
Yeah.
their
Do you know
next
why
match.
Argentina are a chance? I didn't realise that Zeballos is still playing tennis. That is ridiculous.
He's a double specialist,
He is.
but
He is 41 years old and he's still running around.
I
It's
am looking at
incredible.
their team though, and they're all clay court specialists. These players, if they're on the clay, I'd probably would say so, but it's gonna be hard for their singles dudes, Echeverry, Cirindulo, to beat Zverev. Struff, yeah, maybe got a chance, but I tell you, like
The
Czechia.
Checos. Yeah.
I mean, you got Thomas Machak, sorry, who earlier this year was in hot form, but he's sort of just gone nowhere since the Australian summer. Like he has not made any headlines for the right reasons. Um, it's a toss up, but I'm going to stick with Argentina. I know they can prove me wrong and hopefully beat the stereotype that they can't play on hard court, but yeah, I like their chances on beating Germany and maybe getting to a final.
Adrian, I already know who you think's going to win. Who Czechia are going to beat in the final?
Well, I did say Argentina first. Did you not hear me? Or and then
No,
I
clearly
said
not.
Argentina or Germany. Anyway, I'm happy to go back. I'm happy to go something different then. Oh, against
You're
Spain.
allowed to go Argentina as well.
Well, I said it first. Anyway,
Can't
we'll go
go,
to
go for Argentina.
Can't beat Argentina. Okay.
I'll go to Checos then. Let's keep it in the family.
I think you may as well. I'm going to go Germany-Belgium final with Germany winning. I'm just going to stick with the favourite.
Is this like Fritz, making a deep run in the ATP Finals too?
Yeah, well, that was a disaster. Fancy Demonor not beating a top 10 player for 13, 14 times in a row. And Fritz will obviously beat him then, and then he loses. Unbelievable. That's why I don't do the
Perfect.
quiz. Well, that's why I don't participate in the quiz. I just make the quiz.
You just stick to the questions.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Chris, what's your thoughts on the ATP calendar as a whole? There's been a lot of talk. This always just seems to be a lot of talk about too much tennis, at least from the players. And I've got a whole bunch of quotes in front of me. I'm not going to read them all out, but pretty much every player is saying it's an 11-month season. There's barely any off-season. Sinner and Musetti pretty much pulled out because, in Sinner's case, he wants to start his preparation for the Australian Open, which is fair enough. Take a bit of a break and start again. And then Musetti, both that burnout and some personal reasons as well. Is there too much tennis, or should they just look at trying to have a separate time of the year for the Davis Cup so it actually means more? We actually get the best players playing in the Davis
Yeah, look,
Cup.
I think we've seen a few different suggestions being thrown around from some players. I know your friend Felix Auger-Aliassime has said that he proposed an idea for a 2-year Davis Cup format, so played over 2 years. But he also mentioned as well that made a good point that if you can always choose not to play certain tournaments. No one is forcing you to play as much. So yes, they're is too many tournaments, a busy schedule, and if you try to play as many of those tournaments as possible to increase your ranking or make a salary, then yeah, you will get burnt out. But it leaves the players who outside that top 100 or 75 rank, who are playing as many tournaments as possible to make money and get their ranking
Mm.
up. But those top 50 players, the question needs to be asked, do they need to be playing every tournament? I think they've, earned a lot of money in their time to or at least have a decent amount of savings to, skip a few tournaments to give themselves better preparation. But it got me thinking as well, and I don't know the answer to this question, but um, are there um, are there conditions in their contracts and with their sponsors that they need to be playing a certain amount of tennis to, get in front of the TV and promote their brands? So
Mm.
I'm not sure if there's something in their contracts or if there's clauses that would be worthwhile to know, because it would just make sense if you've got the money, you've got savings, don't play as much tennis, rest if you need to rest. So
Mm.
that's where I sit with it.
I get what you're saying, but then well, I guess with the way the rankings are structured, a lot of the times these guys need to defend their points and they're going to watch their ranking slide, which means potentially, you're sitting at that 15, 20, 25. You could slide out of that top 32. You go into a Grand Slam unseeded, and then suddenly you're drawing Alcaraz round one at a Grand Slam. Um, I get what you're saying. I think it's just a tough situation for players to juggle all that, particularly those guys at the 20, 25, 30 level. Um,
Mm.
I just feel like there needs to be more, and you're seeing this in a lot of sports, like Formula One as well. It's kind of the same discussion going on there, where they're just adding more races to the calendar. Um, Football, soccer was in the same situation. There's like no break there. Players just go from club to country, back to club, back to country. Um, Ideally, you want to just give enough space in the calendar for Davis Cup if you still want to keep doing it. But it just feels like it's no finish one tournament off to the next one. And I don't know the answer to that other than giving it more space, but that means less tournaments, which means less money in the sport.
Well, uh, it is very hard. I mean, if you want the best players to be playing, it's Davis Cup is what, a week after the ATP Finals.
Mm.
That is not a lot of time. You don't blame
It's
those
at the
players for
worst.
pulling
It's
out.
the worst time of the year to be playing.
Yeah. So you definitely get that. Not everyone is a top 8 player at the same time. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, manage
Do they need
which
to?
tournaments.
Do they need to think about setting it differently, like doing what soccer's done with the Olympics, where they, I don't know if it's still the case, but at some point they turned into an under 23 tournament. Do you do maybe something similar with Davis Cup, where you make it like an underage tournament or something like that?
It wouldn't draw the same crowds, and it wouldn't have the same appeal, you'd say. If you're not getting the best players,
Well, you're not getting the best players now anyway.
yeah, you'd still think the quality would be better.
Leaving it more open.
That's tough. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but they need to think of something. I do. The crowds do enjoy. I've never been to a Davis Cup. Have you guys been to a
No,
Davis Cup?
can't say I've made it to a Davis Cup, unfortunately.
Last time I played Davis Cup here, I don't think I was born.
Hey,
I don't think I was born the last time they played a Davis Cup here.
you play Davis Cup here all the time. It's
Oh.
just in different states. I'm pretty sure Australia
Check.
played early in the year.
In Australia?
Yeah, like not the final. Sorry, not the final. I'm just talking about just random
Yeah.
match. Like I think Australia played they played a qualifier early in the year. I can't remember who they lost to. I think it was Belgium, maybe.
Qualifier? Don't waste my time, please. I only talk about finals. So.
can't remember. I mean, they were in a final recently, but yeah, no. I'm just talking about any game. They did lose to Belgium in September,
There you go.
so I'm just trying to. It was at Sydney. I'm pretty sure they've played matches in Chris. What's that grass? What's that venue with the
Kooyong.
grass courts here in Melbourne? Yeah, Kooyong. There's
Kooyong.
another one as well.
Geelong.
Geelong. No, it wasn't Geelong. It was in Melbourne.
Mount Carmel.
No, definitely wasn't there. I think the two court system, clay system, doesn't work for Davis Cup format.
Burundara.
Anyway, I think it's Burundara maybe. Let's go with Burundara. They've played at those sort of locations, but yeah, no, Adrian, I haven't been to a Davis Cup.
Okay. Well, the crowds
Nor has
look,
Chris, but
the crowds seem to they're on fire. The crowds, they're up and about.
Yeah.
It looks like a good atmosphere.
well, maybe hopefully in Chris's lifetime, Australia will get to a final and we can watch one.
Maybe if Kyrgios stuck out tennis a bit longer and actually persisted with it, he'd give us a decent chance. But he's all talk, that guy. He says he loves the game, he loves team environment, but yeah, let us down.
Yeah, we're not
in that
buying
regard.
any of that. I know Australia would have had a chance with a fit and firing Kyrgios and Demonor. It's not a bad one too.
Mm.
Be enough to get you
Yeah,
to a
you've got
semi-final
Cruz Hewitt
or
and
maybe a
Leighton Hewitt for
final.
doubles. I mean, what more do you want?
Alrighty. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to add before we get to everyone's favourite part as we hit to the top of the hour? No.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Cue
Chop it out
the
a bit,
quiz
mate.
music. Doot, doot, doot. Adrian, have you done your homework on the ATP End of Year Finals tournament? First of all,
I looked at some things toward a couple of days ago. That was about it. I'll be right.
yeah, was it tennis related or just anything?
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. Hopefully those things pay off for you here. All right. Are we ready?
Hang on.
Yes,
My Wikipedia page is loading.
Based on your camera work and your internet connection, I think that thing's going to be buffering for a while. All right,
Yes.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6 questions today. I just threw in a bonus one plus a who am I at the end. So we're going to have 7 questions. This is going to be fun. All right, question 1. Turin is currently set to host the end of year's finals tournament until 2026. In which country are the finals to be hosted in from 2027 to 2030? Which country is it moving to? Is it A, Germany, B, Italy, C, Saudi Arabia, or D, England? In which country will the ATP Finals tournament be hosted in from 2027 to 2030? A, Germany, B, Italy, C, Saudi Arabia,
I'm going to
D,
go C.
England.
I'm going C.
I was hoping you would just both chuck them in the chat,
I
but that's
was
okay.
following suit from last week. Yes, I'm
Yes.
using the chat,
So
and I've
Chris-
also picked C.
Chris has also locked in C, Saudi Arabia. You are both wrong. The tournament is in Italy.
Again.
Location TBD. So it will stay in Italy. It will be at a new location, though.
I thought, what are
Trick
the chances
question.
of that?
Trick question first up for
Just
you.
as well, you've got 6 questions to make up for that.
That's awful.
That's a great start. Mate, this is for... I feel like I get a point if you both get it wrong. That's how I've got the game working in my mind.
All right.
Alrighty, question 2. Leighton Hewitt has either won or finished runner-up in how many ATP Finals tournaments? A, 0, B, 1, C, 2, or D, 3? Leighton Hewitt has either won or
3.
finished runner-up in how many Finals tournaments? Now, I've got one person using the chat. I've got one person just yelling out their number, so that's awesome. Age has said D3, and Chris has said C. I know Age is not waiting for Chris's incorrect answer before answering. The answer is D3. He's won it twice and finished runner-up once.
I knew he won
I
it
won't go
twice.
into any more detail because I think there's more questions on that. But yes, won it twice and runner-up once. Question 3.
My
Roger
research consisted
Federer was
of
on
a
a hot
video.
streak during the mid-2000s, winning 4 finals in 5 years between 2003 and 2007.
He does not
Losing
care
the
about what you
2005
think, what you
final
have
in
to
an
say.
epic encounter where
He's
the
got
winner
a
came
show
back
and
from
he's going to
2
deliver
sets
it.
to love down to win.
Dictatorship around here.
Who was
I
that
know my
winner?
place.
Right.
That's all right.
Was it A, Juan
Mate,
Carlos
you follow his
Ferrero?
rules and you can get the
Was it
fuck
B,
out.
Leighton Hewitt? C, Rafael Nadal?
Look, give
Or
up Sid,
D,
bro. He's
David
left the
Nalbandian?
chat and all is...
Who's going to give us our questions now?
How will this work?
Well,
I know. Our fearless
you-
host
well, anyway.
has left.
Well, my research consisted of, I watched the video, I typed it in YouTube, and it was every match point since 1990. And it just had that. So it just went through every match point.
Yeah.
So that's where I could remember Leighton's 2 wins. And I thought I saw him another time, but yeah, anyway, so that was right. And I remember it starting with Agassi, actually. So that was
Okay.
So I wonder if that'll come in handy.
Sorry, guys, we're going to need a hard edit on this record.
Mate, Chris and our shoulders are just a bit sore from carrying this thing here.
I got to play final tomorrow.
We got screen off in the middle. Guy took a 5-minute break earlier in the pod that I just ignored. Did you hear any of my question 3?
No.
Absolutely no.
Okay, fantastic. It's a long question, so I've got to bloody read it again. This is awesome. Question 3. Roger Federer was on a hot streak during the mid-2000s, winning 4 finals in 5 years between 2003 and 2007, losing only in the 2005 final in an epic encounter where the winner came back from 2 sets to love down to win. Who was that winner? Was it A, Juan Carlos Ferrero, B, Leighton Hewitt, C, Rafael Nadal, or D, David Nalbandian?
My chat's not working, but I'm just going to tell you straight up it was David Nalbandian.
Don't put my answer before you finish the question, mate.
Yeah, I could see Age's smirk on his face as the question came up. He's like,
yeah, I knew this one.
He knew this one. You're both correct. It was David Nalbandian. What a match. He came back from 2 sets to love down to beat Federer in 5 and win his one and only tournament. Both get that question right. Age leads 2-1. Chris, you're going to have to pull your socks off, mate. Question 4. 12 different countries have hosted the ATP Finals event since 1970. Which of these countries has never hosted the event? Is it A, Portugal, B, Australia, C, China, or D, Canada?
China.
China. Is it
Portugal,
China?
Australia.
A, Portugal.
Thank you.
China's a Greek guy.
A, Portugal, B, Australia, C, China, or D, Canada. Which of those countries has never hosted the ATP Finals event since 1970 when it first started? 12 countries have hosted the event. Age, I will take your answer whenever you're ready. Age says B, Australia.
That's a pure guess. I got no idea of this one.
Yeah. Chris, are you guessing, or did you know this? Or is your Wikipedia page fucking stop unbuffering?
I guessed Canada, D.
Chris is right. It is Canada. Australia's had it twice.
Twice.
Pre-1990. Pre-1990.
Okay.
Sydney and Melbourne, I think, have hosted the event. It might have only been once or twice each, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Just back in Rod Laver's day, yeah? Just Rocket Rod.
Yeah. Just Rocky Rod, mate. Alrighty.
He had to play doubles by himself.
It is 2-2, I think. I think I've lost control of this.
You can't count to 5? What? Fucking 2-2. Yeah, it's 2-2.
I'm going to concentrate while I'm looking at this.
Big Sharif over there is laughing his ass off.
Question 5. We've got 2 questions to go before the Who Am I? Question 5. It's funny. It's funny you say that. Leighton Hewitt is one of only 2 Aussies to make the men's singles final of the ATP Finals tournament. Who was the other? Singles ATP Finals tournament, the final of the finals. Who was the other Aussie?
So it was one
Pat
or just
Rafter.
made a final?
No, who's made a final? Or one. A, Pat Rafter. B, John Newcomb. C, Rod Laver. D, Pat Cash. Leighton Hewitt is one of only 2 Aussies to make the men's singles final of the ATP Finals tournaments. Who was the other? A, Rafter. B, Newcomb. C, Laver. D, Cash.
Rocket Rod,
Chris, I'll
mate.
take your answer.
All the way.
Yeah.
I knew Age was going to lock in Rock and Rod. Chris says Pat Rafter.
Oh.
The answer is Rod Laver.
Huh?
Made the final, lost. I think it was 1970. I should have had more information on there. It was either 1970 or 1971. Either the first or second tournament, he made the final and lost. You wouldn't think it.
How old was he?
Those guys.
I didn't
made
think
the
he was
final.
playing in
Well,
1970.
Either Wikipedia's wrong or Rod Laver. It was 50. It was 55 years ago, mate.
He's like 110 now, isn't he?
Well,
He-
it's only 50
That
then if you
Queensland
do the
son.
math.
that Queensland son adds 30 years.
He's actually 40.
Age leads 3-2 as we go into the final question. Who did Roger Federer defeat to win his first ever ATP Finals tournament in 2003? Was it A, Leighton Hewitt, B, Sebastian Grosjean, C, Yevgeny Kafelnikov, or D, Andre Agassi? Who did Roger Federer defeat to win his first ever ATP Finals tournament in 2003? A,
Say the names
Hewitt,
again.
B, Grosjean, C, Kafelnikov, or D, Agassi? I'll take your answer, Age, whenever you've got it.
Agassi. D.
You both say Andre Agassi, and you are both correct. It was Andre Agassi, 2003. And I think, Age, when I reconnected, you were talking about a video you watched where Agassi was the first one.
Yeah, because it was from every match point from 1990 onwards.
I watched the same video, to be honest. And Agassi won it in 1990 and was runner-up 13 years later. So, fair effort.
Incredible. Yeah.
It was a good video.
Yeah.
You forget how good some of those players were, like Sampras.
Yeah.
Like, I knew Sampras was a gun in his time. He won the thing bloody 5 or 6 times. Ridiculous. So that means you both get a point, and it means it is 4-3 Age's way, I believe. I'll have to go back and check.
Isn't it 3-2? You've only asked 5 questions.
Yeah, that's a good point. It'll be 3-2 then.
It's okay. You'll be forgiven. You have data.
I've lost control of this. All right. Last question. Who am I? Now remember, your names are your buzzers, so just buzz in with your name once you think you know the answer. But if you get it wrong, you're out. Who am I? I was born in Split, Croatia, then part of Yugoslavia, in 1971, where I developed my game, turning professional in 1988, making my debut at the Graz Challenger Tour in Austria, where I reached the quarterfinals, which saw my ranking skyrocket. In 1989, as a qualifier, I reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. The following year marked a major breakthrough. Adrian.
It has to be.
Well,
it has to be.
Is it Goran?
It is Goran. That is correct.
I was going to say it.
I was going to say
it
earlier. I thought maybe are you trying to trick me by picking Karlovic or someone else? I thought, yeah.
No.
I'm
disappointed
I didn't buzz in earlier.
Don't be disappointed, mate.
Why are you giving me a Croat? Come on, you're not going to get the cry.
This is bullshit. I got it. He's fucking from there. This is ludicrous. How many fucking players do you think are coming out of the region of Split, Croatia? This is absurd.
No,
They've got
if it was that
plaques and
obvious.
fucking statues in every corner in Split. This is what Adrian grew up with.
Look. Adrian is clearly the quiz master.
I've never
He
been.
leads
This is
now.
bogus, man.
He leads 2-0 in the Grand Quizmaster tournament that we are now running. And
Why don't you
Chris,
just
you
give
just
up
got to lift.
WTA question next time?
I knew he would rage on that, which is partly why I picked it. I told you I'm going to pick obscure players. It's going to be things that might favour one person one week, one person the other week.
I
What was
think
your
we're
excuse
going
last
to know
week?
who it's going to favour. We don't need to be a fucking brain surgeon to figure out it's going to favour Adrian. I think just to see my reaction is what's getting us our viewers in fucking West Virginia.
Well, none of us can see a reaction because your internet connection has been terrible. So
I'm working on it, all right?
I hear they got good connection out in Virginia, so maybe we should record a live podcast session over there.
Yeah, I think we should.
Well, let's leave it on that happy note. Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. Can't wait to do it all again next week. Adrian, any parting words for our lovely audience?
Thanks for all the support to all my fans out there, and continue to bring it home every single week, despite Chris's pathetic efforts in the quiz.
Yeah,
I'm embarrassed for him. So
it is
that's
terrible.
all
I mean, there's a lot of donuts, on Chris's scorecard. Chris, good evening. Good luck tomorrow in your semi-final. I look forward to hearing about it next week.
Yeah.
If you're still there, any parting words?
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I think we'll end it on that note then. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a good one.